Hey, Pearl, how are you today? Hey, and here's Minnie. Look at that pretty flowers I just planted. What? Oh, you're right. I almost forgot. Another day of SoulCARE.
Hi, everybody. Hello, everyone. How are you? Today is Monday, and I believe it is the 10th, 9th of July, 8th of July. Let's see what day it is. I don't even know what day we're working with here. 7th of November. I remember, where are we? How are you? 7th of November, and back Monday. And I hope you all had a very beautiful weekend, a nice weekend. And things are moving very, very quickly. Transformation, things are happening. 2 major eclipses and all those things that my good friend Kelly White talked about last week happening. So I hope you're in a good time. I'll put comments on for people who want to, there you go, chat in there. There we go. Hello, Verinda, Victoria, Stacy, Kate, Jeanette, Pam, Valerie, Margaret, Lori, Christy, Beth, Lois, Gina. Hey, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Find a good seat. Melissa Jordan, how are you? Karen Ambra. Oh, I love this name. Rahidka. I think it's Rahidka, right? Nice name, Rahidka. I just love names. Names have vibration, don't they? A frequency, a sound. Jay Marcus. Hello, Jay. And I always love to find names that I've never heard before because it's really cool. Hi, Barbara Berkowitz. Good to see you again. Mahunma Ahmad. Nice to have you. Never seen you before. I hope I'm destroying your name. I'm sure. Cindy Pitts. Tamika, lovely name. Roxy, Tracy, Isabel. Yay! How are you guys? Sandra Martinez. Hi, Susie. You were wondering if I only have Pearl now. I do have only Pearl now because I gave away Minnie to I do doggy daycare with Pearl and Minnie, and it was because 2 Australian Shepherds. I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously not. That it was a bit too much, and Minnie was aggressive toward Pearl, and I guess I found out afterwards from getting them that you never get 2 female from the same litter because they'll fight for alpha, and they were play fighting, but got a little too much, and I thought, no, this is not right. So I talked to Jenny from the doggy daycare, and I said, I might have to place one of the dogs. And she goes, what do you mean? And I said, well, I told her the circumstances, and she said, well, my son always wanted a blue merle. I said, oh, and he's 8 years old and he's been bullied a lot. I said, well, why don't we try it out and we'll see. And she came back the next day, and that evening, she texted me this video of her when the little boy came home, and I'm gonna cry thinking of it. And he went into his room, opened the door, and Minnie was sitting on his bed. And he said, is this for me? And yes, and he started crying, and she started licking his face and kissing him. And they've been together ever since. They came apart. And it's just wonderful because Pearl sees Minnie every day at daycare. So it works. It's happy for everybody around. So that's the story. And I think Pearl's a 1-person dog. And I've got to learn right now how to be not codependent with dogs. So I'm going to look up that because I think I'm becoming codependent. But she's such a sweetheart. And yeah, we're really happy here. And it gives us all space. So it's great. So thanks for asking that. And I got to change the opening of the show here. So I'm working on that now, and also the ending of the show. So I'm working on that as well. Hi from Florida. Hello, Pamela from Florida. Hello, Facebook user, whoever you are. Pam Wave. So the alpha, yeah, I didn't know about the alpha females also, which is very interesting. And I just wanted to share with you, everyone, hope you had a nice weekend. I had a lovely weekend. Pearl's awesome. She is awesome. And I went to a place called Sedona, Arizona. Some of you might have heard of Sedona, Arizona. And it is a city now, because it's a city now. It used to be a town when I used to go there many, many years ago, probably 25 years ago. Yay! Hi from North Carolina. Dixie. Hi, Dixie. Nova Scotia. Fond memories of when I was in Nova Scotia. Hi, Susie Wright. Thanks, Susie Wright. You were worried about it. I know. I found out in a different way. But so, yeah, Sedona, I was there in Ireland. Hi, Stacey, down in Ireland. Love it. Welcome to the page, sweetheart. Welcome. And hello from Belgium. My goodness, everyone from all over. Thank you, Angelique. Thank you. I was in Sedona, Arizona, and it was, of course, if those who don't know about Sedona, it is really a place where, well, natural red rock and like the Grand Canyon, if you will, but there are all these energy vortexes there. So you have various vortexes of female, female energy, and there's a lot of incredible portals around the place, and you step into and it happened to be in a place called Bell Rock when I was there last time. I stepped into his hiking, and my friend Ron, and I made a step, and we both fell into some kind of a portal or break in the space. And Ron looked at me and said, I want to talk about it. It was obviously something happened. I've had a lot of phenomena there. I used to bring people out to do UFO sightings in Sedona. And you might have heard the story before, but it's always good worth repeating that a group of people out there do UFO watching, and it's like 15 years ago, and we're in the top of Bell Rock, and we started looking for them. We didn't see anything, and I heard a voice say to me, one of my guides said to me, "You need to meditate. You need to raise your vibration." So we did a meditation, and seconds after that meditation, when everyone's feeling really upbeat there, we started all of us started seeing these these machines, these spaceships, whatever you want to call them, these vessels, and they were the only thing I describe it is like going when you see a TV station with all the antennas. That's how I was seeing it, and different colors on the antennas. And I've seen them many different times, and that was one formation, different formation I've seen before. But as we're there, the man that was helping us with this tour said, "James, you should. They're here." And I said, "Yeah, I see." And he said, "Can you get communication from them?" And I said, "Well, I'll try." So now to this field, and I opened up my energy points and raised my frequency even more so that I do for mediumship work. And I heard and felt, I should say, I felt. First of all, that there was this enormous, expansive energy, and they were trying to really limit that expansion, limit it down to a simple way of a sliver to put into my human consciousness. And what they did was, and I felt when that energy came in, it was group energy. I felt that. Then they said, "We are from the Pleiades, and we do not understand one thing. You human beings have the energy of love all around you, yet you don't use it. Why is that?" I was like, wow. And that was all I said. That was all I received. But it was like landing a 767 in the eye of a needle. I mean, that's the enormity of it. And it was very profound, obviously, because a lot of us don't use love. We stay in fear. So that was my time in Sedona. And this weekend, there was a wonderful film festival I was involved in called Illuminati Film Festival, which I've had for over 10 years now. And the lovely lady who organized it, her name is Danette, and she did an incredible job. And I was in a movie called Facing Fear, which is with Bill Bennett. And right now it's just the festival, so it'll be out with a distributor very soon. They just got a national or an international distributor, and this is a gentleman from Australia. So I was in the movie with a lady by the name of Dr. Jenna. I was in with a lovely therapist named Judith Richards from Australia, and a lovely gentleman named Michael Sandler from the U.S. And we all have these different experiences about facing fear, what is love, so forth. And several of them I will have on my both sides now and beyond because they were just incredible. I want to share them with everybody. So some real good insights. But it was a very surprising time there in Sedona because the people that were supporting the film festival, the ones who worked the film festival, the filmmakers, several of my students were there, which was incredible to be with them. And it was just a lovely time, which was they really are aware of energy, aware of the vortexes, aware of the divine source, aware of letting go of fear. And it was just a really nice time. So I will be going back there in Sedona to doing a workshop. Sometime next year, I'll do a 5-day workshop. And it's going to be really for those who are very aware of energy. It's going to be an energy workshop. So we're going to do that. So I'll keep you posted on that one. But there was also a film which I'm not only Facing Fear was that was great with Dr. Joe Dispenza and many other people there that were in that. But the other film I went to see was done by a student of mine, which I was like so happy to see it, and it called Love Heals. And it was just a lovely, incredible story about how the power of love can change dis-ease and, of course, bring balance and ease to our fields of energy, and allowing ourselves to be loved. Really loving, and it comes down to that, the core of loving self. That's really it. It is loving self, and it's so many people are damaged, or not whole, or fractured because of many traumas that have happened in their childhood or growing up, in relationships that don't work, in jobs that don't work. And so, if they're unhappy, if things happen to them that is really not in alignment with who they are, then, and if they're always worried about things, you're setting up that energy field within the body. You're bringing those things that we are not in balance into the body in some way, whether it's conscious or unconscious, and it'll stay there until it's dealt with. So part of this movie, Healing Love Heals, was about how a woman was going through chronic pain, sciatica and lumbar pain, and she went through various different techniques and different modalities and processes and healing processes to alleviate that. And part of the journey of the film was really understanding how this trauma really kind of took her over. Traumas, and it's so interesting because we would say, what's the point here? What's the point of interest? And there's so much energy poured towards um, trauma, or things that were not right, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not being approved of who I am. It builds up this sense. So it's about bringing love, and as we said, love heals, and that's what it's about. It's a wonderful movie. So it's not out and fully distributed yet, but keep that in mind. Love heals. I'm gonna have the filmmakers on my both sides down one day. It was just great, and the people were just wonderful people who just really had a great time. So something also that happened over the weekend I want to share with everybody here. Um, yeah, it's how you handle things. So you talk about trauma here. Margaret says, does the trauma of widowhood count, or is that a life process? Margaret, I would say that's a life process, and it's how you handle that, and the realization of widowhood, or losing anybody, partner. It is a natural process. It's not a punishment, and it's a natural process of grief, going through the human condition of grief, which is a major lesson here in this planet that we've chosen to come back to go through that condition of grief. And grief in itself has many, many gifts to it. It can force us to look at ourselves, within ourselves, with the connection with that one we loved, and did we give our love away? Did we love them unconditionally? How are we going to change our lives according to that? Learning more about ourselves. Sometimes it forces us to become more spiritually aware, learning in that discovery of self and the world around you and the relationships around you. So losing a partner, whether it's through divorce or physical death, or in any other way, it's a loss. And grief comes in many stages, many forms, actually. Losing grief for moving to a new neighborhood, or grief when children go off to school, the empty nest syndrome, or changing jobs. Those are all, we grieve a little bit for those things. So it's not just physical death, but there are a lot of ways and different forms of grief which we have to acknowledge. I wrote about it in the book Healing Grief, and it lists many different ways that the grief sources, if you will, that we experience through human condition, human life. And it really is not only grief, but things that are hard to us. It's almost like, I love that adage that, God never gives us things we can't handle. And it's really true. So we can look at something, and whether it's grief or any other process in life, and become enslaved or victimized from it. And that could be our, how we're known by that, right? Like a widow. I'm a widow now. Is that our new identity? So we can choose to identify with that I'm a mother that lost a child, or I can choose to say I'm a mother that went through their experience, and that was my experience. Because we have to find out who we are and what identifies us. So that's another lesson, if you will, a gift from grief. Okay. So hello from your fellow Aussie lover. Hi, Carrie Sullivan. And a fun thing I found out in the weekend, I went to a lot of different little parties here and there, and receptions and so forth. And I was sitting at a table on Saturday, and I had a lot of people come up to me, and it was like, trying to thank you for helping change my life. I've read your books. It really has forced me to get my path. Or I went to your reading and I didn't understand at the time, but since it all came about. There was a girl on TikTok, which I think you're going to see. My website person is going to put. I got a TikTok video from a young lady. You'll see it coming up in my Facebook feed, or because I'm actually going to maybe have her on my show too, both sides now, because it was incredible. She was 20 years old. We received this on Friday. She's a TikTok person, and she said, "Well, something happened, and it's so strange, you guys." She said, "I was a young teenager, and I was from Ohio." And she said, "My mother forced me to go to this thing with this guy, a psychic." And she said, "He came to me. He was a psychic." And she said, "He said, I know you're young, but you're going to get married very young, and you're going to move to California, and you're going to have a baby boy." And this was this girl was saying this, and I was like, "This guy's got to be crazy because I'm 13 years old. I don't plan on doing any of that." And she said, "Circumstances revealed themselves." She goes, "I ended up moving with my family to Ohio, and I met a guy I really loved who got married at 18, and we had a baby boy right after that." And she goes, "Oh my God, you guys!" And the guy was James Van Prague. And she goes, "And here's a picture of him." So, so it was pretty amazing. And so I'm getting a lot of people who've had experience with me with readings, on demonstrations that I've done, and it's so fascinating because I never know what's going to happen in those demonstrations when I do readings for people. Oh, so what I wanted to say was I'm going to be doing another one. And it's on the bottom of the screen right now. Renee put that up. Thank you, Renee. It's a VIP evening of spirit messages on November 18th, next Friday. Not this Friday, but the following Friday. And for those who have not experienced it, it's a great connection. It's a great experience to be part of that space with people who get the one message is for everybody, and how it changes many, many people's lives. And that's what I had this weekend. Many people came up to me and said, I was in your demonstration and you said this to someone else. It applied to me as well. I used that and it really has changed my life. I had tons of those. So it goes to show you that there's a rippling effect, that one message is for many. And I was really impressed by that. So that was really, and I always say, the intelligence of the spirit world, that they know who they want to come in for. So the message is for all these people to learn, all these people to receive. And even though it's focused on one person, it's for everyone in that room. And this weekend was really the example of that. And to me, I'm just a messenger. But when I hear people say, "Wow, I heard that message for this girl in the room and it applied to my life and I really used it and it's changed my life," I'm going to hear that over and over again. So I wanted to tell you about that today because it was pretty amazing how, what I do, what I'm the vessel for, and the spirit world works. When you give them that space for them to teach, for them to come through and teach and to give insights, it's pretty amazing, and it's insights for everybody. So it's a really great experience. So if you want to go to that, the next one is November 18th, and it's a limited amount of seats. I think it's like 100 seats. That's it, and it's a long 2-hour thing, so 2-hour event. So, and you never know what's going to happen with those sessions. So it's pretty good. So I hope you can join us that date, November 18th. So I thought I would answer some questions today on our Monday and see what we got. Good. A valid Susie, right? Yes. How wonderful to receive divine validation, Susie. You're right. Exactly right. And it really makes you. It really makes you. It's humbling. It's humbling. It's humbling. And I always say to people, well, that's the intelligence of that world. And once you become aware of that intelligence, like, wow, you feel like, wow, you're just a tiny piece, the big tiny piece to the big picture, and you make a difference in other people's lives. You change their lives forever, which is, I guess, what I know why I'm doing this work. I mean, and then when I went to see a medium back in the early 90s, when I first became aware of this ability, and he said, the spirit world want to use you to change the consciousness of the planet. And I'm like, I don't understand what that means. I want to be a sitcom writer because I'm funny. So I moved to LA to be a sitcom writer. He goes, no, no, no. In 2 years' time, you're going to do that. And for a series of events. And I didn't even believe in it. And it came about. And the spirit, I was thinking about this weekend too, when I was brushing my teeth. I thought, wow, the spirit world said to me many years, close to 40 years now, if you do our work, we'll always take care of you. You'll never be in need. And it's true. And I had total faith, blind faith, if you will. And sometimes all of us are forced to um, jump out of the box that we believe is real, but inside us we know the true faith, the true sense of who we are, and it doesn't fit within that box. And we got to have the faith to jump out and be true to our soul self, our spiritual self. And that's what happened. And I'm very proud of that. That I might think I was nudged by the spirit people as well, but I always knew from a young age, very, very young age, that I had to do something which would be on a mass level. I thought I might have been acting, or then I thought I was going to be writing and producing. And I got a broadcasting degree in San Francisco State. And I guess I'm using my degree, but in a different way, right? So, but it really was that innate sense within myself, that soul self. And the more we get involved with that soul self, the more we can really engage truly in life and genuinely in life. So, Carolyn, hi James, happy Monday from the UK. Hello, happy from the UK. Oh, I had dreams 2 nights ago about my friends in the UK. They just left the other week, so I dreamed about them. My husband, I love your show. Thank you. Question: if you feel particularly drawn to a specific period in history, would that become another part of your soul? Is there now? Great, Carolyn. I believe it's definitely could be a past life experience. So we put it in that box, past life experience. But again, remember that I do believe in my limited experience with quantum physics that right now, as we're here right now, with the past, the future, and the present are all one. And that what we say, do, and think and put out there affects your past and your present. So I do believe, though, there are those, I call them little pearls, like the necklace. Pearls are lifetimes we've had before or will in the future. And I think that affects the luster of the pearl. So that when those periods of time come in, we've definitely experienced that time period. I believe that. Very good. And Louise Shea, hi James. I've been dealing with grief and fear for the past year. I completely shut down intuitively in the past year. My gifts have become back full force. Just in time for Reiki too. Feel I'm in this life to teach. Great, and Louise. So I would just suggest that let me just take this apart for other people that are watching here that it might help them. So grief and fear. So fear is a false emotion of the human self, right? It's a human thing. FEAR, false ego appearing real. And I think that's a basic thing. I think, and we have nothing to be afraid of. Just we have nothing to fear itself, said Roosevelt. And I believe that because it's a limited human emotion. And love is who we are naturally. Love is our soul's character, our soul's makeup is of love. But it's hard when the human mind, the brain, that left brain, analytical brain gets in charge, right? So we have to go from many times from brain, from our head to our heart and live heart forward. And you might find, Louise, that you not only can do Reiki too, but you could probably do a lot more. Don't limit yourself because once you start, and if you could get into silence or through meditation or mindfulness work, start to open up because fear is limiting and grief is a teacher. So got to put them in the proper perspectives, everything, because that's really important that we do that. Because human beings like to attach all this stuff to things, and it's so simple sometimes. Grief is indeed a lesson, brings in many, many opportunities of insights and validations and self information, self awareness. So and fear is how we act out. That becomes our God, and that's not the way it should be. It should be love. So good luck on your journey there, Louise. Okay. Carrie Sloan. Hi, Carrie. Remember you. How do you trust your to intuition? By just feeling it and using it. By using it and not analyzing it, just go with your feelings. So easy can be done. You don't have to go into this whole little way of learning how to do this in a major way. But we use our intuition sometimes unconsciously. So if you consciously want to use your intuition, you can do it every day. So let's say you think of someone and the phone rings, it's that person. Or let's say you do emails. So when you before you open an email, even the subject line might help you, but try to intuit what they're going to say, what the content of that email is. Someone comes to your door and you don't know who it is, try to intuit who they are. All different ways in a building or the elevators or an elevator bank, try to intuit what door is going to open first. In Los Angeles, there's a good one, which where to get my parking space. I do that here in San Diego too. I'll go to the parking lot, like where will there be? What do I feel guided toward? So again, getting in touch with your feelings, Carrie, is the way it is, and it's practice, 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 practice. The more you do it, it's like a muscle. The more you work it out, the stronger it'll become. So and enjoy that process, enjoy that journey. Don't look for the end of it, but enjoy the process of getting there because that in itself, great learning experience. Good luck, Carrie. Feel your way through. Lisa, hi, Lisa. How can we tap into our lessons that need to be learned so we can fulfill our dharma? I often say, you've heard me say before, getting into the stillness of your being. So going into your soul self. Now, how do we do that? Well, I suggest sitting in the quiet. So, and I say this every week here, but I'll say it again because people need to hear it. It's sitting and setting aside a time on a regular basis. So whether it's 12:15 or 6 to 6:15, 3 to 3:15. Make it an important part of your everyday life. Or if you want to do it 3 days a week, that's fine. Or even 2 days a week. But write it down in your appointment book or on your calendar, because it's vital. You have to give yourself the time and space to get in tune with who you are and your soul self. So it's not in your head, it's in your heart. The soul is tucked neatly behind the heart. And you want to get into that, start having a relationship with your soul. My soul and I is how we should look at life. How is my soul experiencing things? Because remember, you're a soul, first and foremost, having a human experience, not the other way around. So when you start living life from a soulful point of view, your whole life shifts. So that is how you want to have a relationship with your soul and understand your soul. Then you'll have insights to who you truly are, not who you think you are, but who you are. And through that process, you begin to have a relationship with your soul self, and your soul self becomes aware, and you expand that a relationship with your soul. Your awareness of yourself becomes available, and you realize certain things that your soul needs to experience more. Maybe I need to learn more about forgiveness with my family or friends, or maybe I learned to need to be more non-judgmental, or maybe I need to learn more about compassion. So we only get to those insights, I believe, truly into the insights, if you take time to listen to your soul. And we're in such a fast-paced world, as you know, right now, frenetic, crazy energy out there, and with media too, throwing negative things all around, that it's important, I think, to take time just to be with yourself. So that's worth it. So I would suggest that, Lisa. Okay? Good luck. Jody, hi, Jody. I've often thought, since I am a healer, can I heal? Oh, can healers heal themselves? I think everybody can heal themselves, not just healers. I think everybody has the capacity to be able to heal themselves. And when we say heal, I'm going to just say to bring balance, to bring a certain sense of a state in the body, mind, spirit. You know, you have to heal the emotional body, the mental body, the physical body, spiritual body. They all should be integrated. So I think each person can bring that integration and balance into their lives if they're willing to do the work. It just doesn't happen with a magic pill or just one time of meditation. It's a process. And there might be some, I have a great course named 28-Day Transformation Course in the school. And it's a really valuable course in doing just that. It's a 28-day that takes you through each body, and you find out, you go deep and digging deeper, and you will uncover, if you will, those motivators of trauma or dis-ease or imbalance, and you see where they're coming from. And so it's a process of learning to, oh, there it is, this book right there, 20-Day Total Transformation. So it really is important that we take the time, because listen, that trauma might have been there for years, but 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, it might still be going on. We'll go to the root of the problem. So it's getting to the root of the problem, and everybody can do that and bring a state of balance into the body and ease the body. And sometimes you feel like you're doing just great, but then when you start going within and you go really discover, I call the art of discovery, you see where you're holding on to something. There are cords, there's energy in your body and certain organs, perhaps. Maybe there's certain things that are not going on well physically for you. Let's say there's a liver problem. Going into that liver and finding out what emotionally is connected there. Like this wonderful movie, Love Heals, talk all about that, that we're holding on to those things. So in order for every single person to heal, they got to have that self-discovery. But I think everybody is indeed a healer. I think healers are more aware of energy, if you will, and ways of processing. But everyone is able to. Okay. Hi, Paula. Paula Swain. It's true that those who've passed away visit us in dreams. The number one way the spirits come through is to talk about. I'm sorry, is to come in our dream state. That's the number one way they come in our dream state. Um, I saw her in a dream yesterday. She looked so healthy and beautiful. Much younger than last time I saw her. Yes, very true. The spirit people, when they tend to pass out of the physical chains, when they get rid of the chains of this physical earth, they go back to a time in their life that was sometimes the prime of their life, the time that they want to go back to. They have the ability to go back to a certain time in their lives that they feel really represents them most. So many times when spirits come through, they're a very younger version of themselves. So that happens, and it's quite. I've experienced that as well in dreams. Not only do they look younger, they feel better. They feel more full of life. The spaces that they're around, whether it's a garden or or a house, it just feels alive, which it is. So yeah, it's very, very real and very normal. Facebook user James had a brain bleed and had an NDE. I heard about that yesterday with a girl. She told me the exact same thing. Life is love. That is all I felt. So much love. I cannot explain it. It's hard to explain there, a Facebook user, because it's beyond the human awareness, if you will. We get bits. We get like little bits and droplets of, we call them droplets of God. My friend Mavis Vitilla would say, and it's really true. It's droplets of God. That God to me is love, and love is God. And so we get little droplets, and we have this higher self of us outside this physical. That higher self tries to bring down, if you will, that sense of pure love. And if we would tune into and allow ourselves to surrender and receive those droplets of God and enter into that space of love of self, and by loving self, you set that beautiful vibration. When you're loving yourself, remember you're setting a beautiful vibration of energy in all the various fields that exist around us. So it's pure love. It's like putting on a light bulb, 300 watts, and it's bright everywhere. And the people that see that light, will be attracted to that light, are usually on that same level, right? And those who are not can't be around it. So when you truly love yourself, you set up a vibration. At the end of today, I'm gonna put a little. I'll do a little mantra for you. And a lot of you heard it before, but it really, really works well. So we'll try that later on today, and it's a gift to give to you, and use it, because the more you do it, this mantra. I used to have clients when hang this mantra up in their bathroom mirror and say it in the morning. And if you want to get a piece of paper and you can write it down, you guys go for it. But it's say it 3 times in the morning and 3 times at night, and it really, really helped people. And I've had people come up to me over the years and say, "Wow, I really love that mantra." A girl was here at my house last week. She said, I belong to meditation circle, and we do this." And she goes, "Why you have that saying there?" I said, "Well, that's what my mantra." And she goes, "Well, the person, the head of my group, uses that." I said, "Oh, I think it's one of my students." So it's good. It's a good spread the word. So I'll give that to you at the end of this. But bringing love to yourself makes a difference. Okay. Hi, Carrie again. Can you use tarot cards to bridge the gap between spirit and reality? Well, okay, sure. So tarot cards, whether it's tarot cards, whether it's psychometry, whether it's a Ouija board, whether it's scrying water, whether it's an astrology chart, whether it's numerology, in certain ways, these are items or tools, if you will, to tune into or open that divine source, the knowingness. So that's the truth. It's your intuition, which intuition is the language of the soul. So back again, we're going into the soul language, the soul self. So that's real. When we get caught up in the mindset of the brain, the left brain, analytical, critical mind, we think of that, and some people, that's their way of thinking, and that's the way it should be, because we've been programmed that way since kids. But when we're toddlers, we used our heart first. So it's going back to that discovery of your heart self, and your truth lies in your heart, which is your psychic center there. So yes, the tarot cards are just, it opens a tool to open up to truth. Terry, hi Terry. I feel that I am missing my calling. I meditate every day and listen, but still not getting my soul's path in life. Help. So Terry, you got to go deeper into your heart, not your head. It's not who you think you are, it's who you are. And I think in some way, Terry, just for you, I feel there's again a 28-day transformation course will help you. Okay, they really help you. But I feel still that you're in your head, not your heart. And I want you to feel vulnerable to go deeper. And a lot of people just stay on the surface and then go deeper because they might be afraid or fearful of what they might discover about themselves, and that's just the fear for is the unknown. People are afraid of the unknown. That's really what it is. And it's not going to hurt you. You're a soul that's been around for millions of years, not only in this earth, but in other spaces and places and star systems and galaxies. There are millions and trillions. So that's what it is. And it's just getting into that soul self. So go deeper. 28-day transformation would really help. Let's try that out. Okay, Terry. Ebby. Hi, Ebby. Folskin Anderson. Okay. Dear James, please talk about your talking to heaven mediumship cards. Love, EB. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me begin. Let's see. All right. I got them right here. These are cards I did many years ago for Hay House. And it was here we are. I did with Doreen Virtue, and she was an angel lady. She did very well with angels. But there it is. And these are cards that I created. Really, I did most of the work on these cards. I even created the outside cover. And I find that our higher self, if you will, with all cards you use, and not about tarot cards, but certain cards that you buy, oracle cards or these certain cards, that I know that when I made these cards, there's an intention with this, which is to have someone to make a spread, and it's kind of like your higher self or the intelligence of that world will help you to guide you which card feels right to you to use. So I feel if I want to contact, this is how to use them. And there's a small book here to know more in detail what each card means and what the lessons are. But these are certain, I channeled really certain um, messages that were common messages in that. They were the ones that I've often heard of. And I said, the spirit, let me receive the messages that you'd like people to know, general messages that would help them through their grief process. And so what they did was they gave me all this information, and I just made them into cards. So for instance, I'll do two. I just heard do two. I'll do a spread for you. And there are different types of spreads, so leave it up to you. But these are ways of contacting loved ones or hearing them in a quick way. And many, many times it's incredible what comes through. Just a quick story on the side here. These cards, and they came out. I did an event in upstate New York at I think it was a theater there. And we were selling these cards outside. And there was a friend of mine in the back of the theater. The back was sitting behind stage, and with the family, and we're just hanging out and eating some peanuts and celery or something. I remember. And I said to this girl, Nancy, did you get the cards? Because Nancy was always obsessed with death, something about grief and death, and she lost a lot of people. And she even had a death tree in her room. Believe it or not, she would hang people's names on the different branches in her room as an honor, I guess. But she was very obsessed with that. Well, she was a triple Scorpio, which is interesting. Scorpio was death. So I said to Nancy, dude, and she lost her brother, she lost her mother, so a lot of stuff, and she wasn't resolved with that. And I remember that I said, Nancy, did you get the cards out there? No. I said, well, go tell them, I'm gifting you a card set. So she went out and she got a card set, and it was totally wrapped up, right? It was totally wrapped up in cellophane. And she opens it in front of us, and I said, now just do a spread, do like maybe 3 cards that you feel. And she did that. Okay, no idea. This is so trippy. She opens up the cards. She did it, and we're watching. And she turns over one, turns over the second one, the third one. Each card, true story. The 3 cards she picked said, no death. Oh, no, I am not dead. I am not dead. I am not dead. And it was a misprint. It was a misprint in the cards. Hasn't happened before. I called the Hay House. They didn't know about it. They said, look, watch on that. What are the odds of that happening? To that particular person who's obsessed about this death, I said, Nancy, now do you believe, Nancy? Can that please help you? Because look at that intelligence there, the spirit world that did that. That's pretty incredible. So there's so much more to us than this physical. We have to celebrate those miracles that happen every day. So I'll do a card for you all. So close your eyes and think of someone that passed over that you like a message from. All right. I'll shuffle the cards. Close my eyes and shuffle them. And you can shuffle them on a table and I'm just going to go around until I feel a card that belongs to everyone here as a general message for you all. All right. I'm going with my heart, filling up my intuition. So, okay, got it. I got the card. Let's see. Okay, so the message card I got was, remember me by the happy memories we created. Remember me by the happy memories we created. See, I'm going to cry. I get very emotional in that because that's how they want us to remember them. That is how they want us to remember them. I'm going to read what it says here. I'm getting emotional. I bet you guys are too because I'm feeling emotion. Remember me by the happy memories we created. I can see you remembering me with heaviness in your heart because you worry and grieve. These are normal, beautiful, and understandable emotions, and they are part of your healing. However, when the dust settles, I really wish that you would focus upon our happy times instead of the sad endings. Keep my memory alive by thinking of me at our most joyful times. When something stirs a pleasant memory, talk to me about this and know that I will hear you and share the sentimental moment with you. I'm gonna cry, and that's how they want us to remember them because they pick up all of our thoughts, and they're really amplified 10 times, 20 times, 30 times stronger than it happened originally. So they pick up the lovely happy times, and in their world, that's what they remember. They remember the happy, and they want you to remember it. That's how they want you to remember them. So, anyway, those are the talking to heaven cards, and there's 52 or more than that, 44 actually, cards at all different types. Okay. Okay. All right. Um, Eureka, hello, Williston Henry. Hi, James. How do you balance the spiritual part of your life with everyday living? I find it very difficult to stay grounded. So, Eureka, you have to practice grounding. So, what grounding means to you. And I have a video on my YouTube channel that talks about grounding. And you should get more involved with that, whether it's gardening, whether it's just doing exercise and patting the legs, tapping exercise. There are different ways of grounding you can do. And we can't be so spiritually evolved that we're no earthly good. So you've got to make sure that this is interesting because we're made up of energy, right? So I find a lot of people that are grounding themselves are out of their heads or can't ground themselves, that there's more cosmic energy coming in than earth energy. And there's got to be a fine balance of earth energy and cosmic energy. And for some people, they need more earth energy. And some people who are very stuck in their way of thinking or way of being need more cosmic energy. So there could be a percentage that you need. And an exercise I do, which is of course, running your energy, I call it. You you'll find that, and this is the way I do it. You can do this without even thinking about it. I do it many times a day, where I'm aware of. I bring Earth energy down, the cosmic energy, and that could be a lighter form of energy or feeling you get into the crown chakra, your third eye, your throat, into your heart. And you see that lightly coming in there. And then I bring up earth energy. Now, since I'm a very grounded person, I usually bring in more cosmic energy. And when I say that, I think, let me think in my head. Okay, I'm gonna bring more like 60% more cosmic, and because I'm pretty grounded. And then I bring up from the earth, Mother Earth. I envision that energy maybe to be a light green color or a brown color, and it brings up earth energy. I ask Mother Earth to share that energy, and I feel an energy come up my feet and to my first chakra, base of the spine, the second chakra, third chakra, solar plexus, and fourth chakra, the heart. And I bring it to my heart. So I bring the cosmic energy down, the earth energy up, and then I send them both out. They merge together and send them both out like a pinwheel, like a water wheel. So you're down, up, and out all at the same time. And that's running your energy. That cleans out your energy points. But in doing that, if you're someone like yourself, Ulrika, where you need more earth energy, change your percentages, bring it more up to 70 to 30. And that's a way of doing it. And if you need to envision that, let's say you're in a pile of leaves, it's fall time, summertime, or you're at a beach and you're buried in the sand, bring it up to here, that earth energy, how you can feel more grounded that way. And that will help you. The more you do that consistently, it'll help you have a new mindset and more grounded. Okay? Because if you're not grounded, you're not in the body, you're going to miss out on a lot of things happening. Okay, good luck, sweetheart. Yes. So tonight's show, I want to share with everyone. We're going to discuss about totem animals. When you have dreams of totems, where you see an animal cross. One day, a story that I'm going to talk about this tonight as well in the show. I was in my backyard with some friends, and we all of a sudden, the three of us looked up at the sky, and there was a crow coming out over us. And all of a sudden, the crow opened his mouth, and a sparrow flew the other way. And all three of us saw this. I'm sorry, it wasn't a crow; it was a hawk. A hawk flew, and it was a sparrow that came out of his mouth. And the three of us, Kelly White, myself, my friend Ken, were looking up like, wow, how could that happen? Wow. And Kelly said, it's a totem. It's a totem. And she looked it up. She said, the totem in there was male psychic is a hawk. And she said, when sparrow comes out, it means more changes in life. And sure enough, within a year, I had major life changes. So pretty incredible. So tonight we're going to talk all about totems, totem animals, and we're going to hear your questions and your totem animals. So that's tonight, and that's right here. And then don't forget also the evening of Spirit Messages, Friday, November 18th. You can actually get tickets now. They're going to be limited, so 100 people's it. So hope to see you there. Okay, and have a great week, and love everyone you meet. Okay, bye-bye now.